Economic Forum in Geneva has taken it upon himself to help business communities at odds come closer together. So it was a given when business people from Israel and the Palestinian authorities wanted to create some business ties that the forum will intervene. We talked to some people from both sides of the borders about overcoming the obstacles of doing business together.
We can help opportunity grow.
Partnerships for employment, entrepreneurship and infrastructure.
The Senior Director of Middle East and North Africa at the World Economic Forum in Geneva, Czech-born Miroslav Dusek, believes that giving the sides at odds a platform will help them come closer.
For us, the World Economic Forum is a platform for dialogue, so we put them together in terms of these practical projects. This is something that we're leaving to the stakeholders here, but I think what is important is that there is this support to the official process right now. I'm realistic. I think it's a lot of hard work, but we believe that this is a pivotal moment where high-impact individuals from the private sector can actually widen the constituency or make the constituency for peace visible in both societies. These are people that are very successful. They're contributing to the GDP of their respective economies, so their voice also needs to be taken into account. And more of them believe that the political leaders should find, of course, an equitable solution to the conflict. But they believe that if the status quo persists, that it may have negative consequences for the whole society.
Samir Hulila is the chairman of the Portland Trust, which is a British non-profit action tank whose mission is to promote peace and stability between Israelis and Palestinians through economic development.
Since 70s, 80s, we have a huge trade relations, and most of our imports, most of our exports go through Israel. So we do have a lot of businesses. However, without diverting us from the main problem that we are having with Israel, this will continue, but we need to make sure that the conflict will reach an end and occupation should need an end, and the Palestinian state will be established next to Israel, again in prosperity, cooperation and full assistance of the international community. The BTI is basically an initiative by both business people trying to make sure that they don't stay silent, waiting for the politicians to reach an agreement. We think that we have reached a position where we need to act, and we need to lobby really for both leadership to make sure that this chance that we are having with Kerry's initiative will be the last chance and will be a fruitful chance.
Shlomi Fogel, the chairman of one of Israel's leading industrial groups, AMPA, has a vision of how to further the peace in the Middle East by creating jobs on both sides of the border.
We kept it very quiet because now the Israeli government gave the permit to build the new bridge between the two zones. The concept is it's 700,000 square meters of land, which is in operation already in Jordan, and 200,000 square meters in the Israeli side. It's like a bubble between the two countries, which is qualified industrial zone, and we put their factories, and we've got very few, 4 factories right now, but we hope with the bridge we will be able to bring more investors in by creating what we call the positive interaction between Jordanian and Israelis. We actually would like to do copy-paste of this free zone or quiz between Palestine and Israel. And it's just a question of we can show it working. So no one will be questioning it and no one will be cynical. Look, come and see how it works. And this is what I expect from our partners in the PA to come forward and let's do it together.
The thing that bothers me the most is that
Leon Koffler is the Canadian-Israeli businessman who owns the largest retail drugstores in Israel with subsidiaries in Poland and China. Since opening its first store in 1979, Superfarm has become the largest employer of non-Jewish Israelis, with over 20% of its workforce being Arab Israelis.
We, as businessmen, cannot change politics. This is why we have politicians. It's their job. But myself, as a businessman, can try to increase my relations with the Palestinians through a business core, through our business relationships. And I think by this way, the interaction between the people, the success of business, the increase of lifestyle, will then create a background which will pressure politicians to finally make a decision whenever they find it within their powers to do it.
Like in so many cases throughout history, where business flourishes, so follow the political ties too. Only time will tell if the same will happen between the Israelis and the Palestinians. For JN1, I'm Jacobsohn in Israel.